Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network, where we currently have 29 live broadcasts a week. Our show today is Mallorca Connection, and our topic is what's in your beef? And is grass-fed that much different than anything else? And why do we need to know more about that? And how people actually take care of their animals and raise their animals in a healthy way. I'm pretty excited for this topic, and also to bring out the star of our show, Mr. Roland.friedl. He is a regular here on our network. He's currently on 4 shows, and I'm sure that's going to continue to grow. He brings so much value and so many fabulous guests from around the world. Let's welcome him, and then we'll bring out our guest for today, Mr. Roland.friedl. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. Great to see you again.
Thank you. Great to see you as well. And as I mentioned, this is a really cool topic, and thank you for bringing our guest here today. How did you get this revelation or this idea to bring this person here today?
Well, first of all, you know that I'm because that's the reason why we have the other show, Protect the Earth show. I'm very into respecting and protecting Mother Earth. It's all about the environment, taking care about our planet, about Panchamama, and part of it is of course our food, where it comes from. And I for myself, I don't buy at supermarket, or I buy at local production. Doesn't matter if it's my fruits, my vegetables, but also my meat. And especially, I love meat. I eat a lot of meat, but only the good one, meaning grass-fed beef, or like the Spanish people said, carne pasto, meaning that this is cattle that is hauled outside, or eating grass and not stuffed with soya or other things. And I think it's very, very important to know the difference between mass production and a really, really good quality. And a really good quality meat is good. And we have all these environmental discussions about, having livestock is a bad contribution to the environment. Yes and no. Yes, if you do mass production in a bad way, but absolutely no when you do it in a good way, like our guest and husband does. So I want to support this, and I'm very excited about this. And to be honest, I'm prepared. I had an amazing lunch. I'm here in Spain now, in one of the other cities and hotspots in Spain where we get very good meat. I had an amazing lunch, an amazing steak today, and I'm very looking forward to have this conversation together with you, with Maria. Absolutely. And yeah, how I met her, Jacalyn, and I guess my followers or the listeners are on the show know I don't have a TV set, but I was watching TV when I was visiting my auntie in April and May. And sometimes I see a channel that's called Arte. It's a French, German channel, and mostly they show documentaries. And by the chance, it was by accident. I don't know, actually there's never an accident. There's always a purpose for that. I watched a documentary about Cantabria, this beautiful area in the north of Spain, and there was a huge part of it was about Maria Montesino and their husband Lucio Gonzalez, who do an amazing job by breeding a very old Spanish breed. And to do it sustainable, or meaning organic. And I contacted her, and I'm going to visit her on my way back from Portugal, to meet them in person and have a conversation, and of course buy some meat her for sure. So that's how I met her, and I'm very happy that she is willing to talk to us and educate a little bit our audience. Why is it important to eat the right things?
Thank you so much for sharing that background. And you mentioned that you don't go to a supermarket. I think even when we go to a specialty store, there's all these packages, and it's kind of like, how do you know which one to pick, and how do you know what's even in it? And if you eat something it might not agree with you because of what's in the animal, what the animal's been fed. So I think this is a really important topic. So Maria is joining us. I'm really excited to be bringing her out in just a second, but I'd love to have you talk a little bit about the work that you do on and off this platform, Roland.
Well, besides my main business, my main business where I work with international huge companies and their executives, supporting them. Meanwhile, I go through a transition from an entrepreneur to an entrepreneur, meaning giving more back and back and to the society. And when I had the chance when I was invited to join as an interview guest, actually on another show by my dear friend Christian, and he's in Mexico right now. So if you're listening, John, hello, and thanks so much for introducing me to Dr. JACALYN. So I started here because I just loved Dr. JACALYN, what you're doing. Really, you do an amazing job. It's all about taking care about other people, sharing and caring, building up a huge network, supporting each other. It's a platform or a TV platform station that it's not bringing bad news, not like mainstream media does or whatever. So it's really about caring and sharing and connecting, and that's so needed, especially in these times. And that's why I'm a proud part of it with the Mallorca Connection every Tuesday, where I interview interesting people who do amazing things. Afterwards, right after the show, I do my talking head show, my business channel that I also love. It's just for business people. Doesn't matter if they run an international big corporation or just a single entrepreneur. I want to give value to them. And on Wednesdays, I do the men show, Wild at Heart, because I love to work with men, because men need men to talk. We do this men show, Wild at Heart, a show for men, by men, about men. And with my dear friend Marcin, we do the Earth Show, an environmental show, and it's all about respecting Mother Earth, also on Wednesdays, but every second week. Yeah, I guess we're growing.
Yes, we are. And we had a major meeting yesterday with another network, and that announcement will be coming out very soon. But let's get to our guest. So how would you describe Maria?
Oh, Maria, she will describe herself. She has an interesting background. I know that she studied something totally different, not about cows and livestock and cattle, but then she met her husband, and they do this agriculture together. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know her very good. We had some short conversations, and I was checking their websites, what they're doing. I would say she's a Spanish woman who knows exactly what she wants. And I guess sometimes Lucia has a hard day, I think. I don't know how Spanish deal with, with women who have a very strong self-esteem. And I guess Maria does. And that's why I love her to have her on the show.
Fantastic. Well, without further ado, let us welcome Maria Montesino. Come on out, Maria. Hi.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi,
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Roland.
Nice to have you with us. Maria, tell our viewers a little bit about your background and why, together with your husband, you breed this old Spanish breed of cattle.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to be with you in the show, with both of you. I am Maria Montesino. I am from Santander, which is a city in the north of Spain, in a region called Cantabria. I studied sociology in Bilbao, in the Basque Country, many years ago. Where I started my doctoral thesis at the age of 22, but then I couldn't finish because I have to start working. At that time, my parents and I moved from Santander to our village house in the Valley of Campo, in the highlands, in the high mountains of Cantabria. And that's where we live now, in a village has only 180 inhabitants. There, we started a gastronomic project and opened a small restaurant in our house, in our small house. And as I come from a family that is dedicated to culture and publishing, my father was an anthropologist, my mother was the CEO of a training academy. We not only cooked, but also publish a magazine about art, culture, poetry, agriculture. And at that time, that's when I met Lucio, my husband. He came from a family with several generations of cattle breeders, Tudanca cattle breeders. and he's a really defender of this cow breed. What we did at that time was to shape a common project that combined the traditional Tudanca breeding with new technologies, so we can tell the world how can we breed this Tudanca cattle, why we do it in an organic way, and how is the life in the countryside in a really small valley in the highlands here in Cantabria, in the high mountains.
Thank you so much. And your English is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I
I would be
promise
happy
I've
if I
never
could speak some good Spanish.
I promise I've never talked about cows in English, so I had to learn a lot of vocabulary, really.
Excellent work. Thank you.
Excellent
Roland?
work. Yeah, thank you, Maria. Before, let's talk a little bit about what's so special about the Tudanca breed. Why you breed it organically, because it's also important, because your animals are on pasture all the world. And then afterwards, I would love to share a video for our audience that they see this. There's such beautiful cattle, so beautiful with their horns. So,
Yeah.
but first of all, tell us a little bit about Tudanca and why organic.
Okay. The Tudanca is a rustic breed that has not been genetically modified. Is very well adapted to the mountain environment with a very milk quality. They are very tough and very strong cows. Many years ago, Tudancas were drought animals. They work in pairs, taking wood from the forest, and they also work plowing the fields. Taking into account that in this climate we have very harsh winters and very hot summers, the Tudanca is very well adapted to this Cantabria climate. It's also a beautiful animal that attracts people because of his baggy white eyes. And his curved long horns. We have here in Cantabria many cow fairs where you can see like cow parade with this Tudanca with the big bells on their necks, walking around, and they also we also have these beauty contents about cows, these beauty competitions with Tudanca cows. It's like a totem here in Cantabria. It represents our identity in the countryside, and you have a lot of cultural expressions with Tudancas, popular songs, a lot of popular recipes with Tudanca beef. Why do we breed these Tudancas in an organic model, in an organic way? We keep the Tudancas all the year round in pasture. This is what we call extensive organic farming model. And this is the great difference between industrial farming and extensive pastoral organic farming. The animals, our Tudancas, are always outdoors, not stable, developing as much as possible their natural groups relationship, like lactation, reproduction, etc. The aim, we have the aim to offer the best quality pasture-raised meat to the people that trust us. Because when you are breeding cattle, it's a question of trust also. It's a question of communication, of taking care of others' health, of others' families, of others' welfare as well. So we work with this Tudanca breed because pasture-raised livestock is healthier, but it's also more complicated. It has a more complicated type of management because it is always influenced by the weather. So this is a problem. For example, this summer we have a great drought, and we have to bring forward the end of the season. we don't give cereals to our animals to make a faster fattening. So we always depend on the weather. But this way of breeding makes you mindful about what you are really doing. You are producing a food and you are taking care of animal lives. So that's why we work this way, really.
Brilliant.
I love this. I love this.
So well explained. Thank you. We also have a comment from someone in the audience, Amos Lamoon. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right, but thank you for the show. Thank you for watching. Can you share with us where you're joining us from? If you can put it in the comments, that would be great. Should we go over to take a look at the video?
Yeah, please. Let's have a look at these beautiful animals.
Okay, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. Hopefully this is...
Produce milk? Do you also produce milk products? No, just beef, no milk.
Yes, just beef. But the cows, Tudanca cows, has a really good milk for the calves, for the little ones.
Okay, very good. Okay, got this.
I think the video is this one.
Is it coming?
The video for the art channel is this one.
Okay, the commercials are still playing on the other one. All right, let's take a look.
Let's have a look.
And let's see. All right, now we've got a commercial on this one.
Okay. So in the meantime, Maria, so you're selling the meat of the cows and of the bulls, or do you have ox too? Castrated bulls, ox meat?
Yes, we have ox as well. Yeah.
Okay.
What's
the difference between the meat of an ox and a cow? Because I love ox meat, but what's the difference?
Yeah, the difference is that the ox has like more infiltration, like Iberian ham, so to speak, like Iberian ham. You know, the fat is healthier, and it has loads of fat, but healthier fat, good fat.
Okay.
Mm.
And a more intense taste. The ox, more intense.
The ox does. Okay, I think we have it. Hold on. Let me come back and share my screen. All right. Just a moment, everyone. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look. Hopefully this is it.
It's all live.
Is this it, Maria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. These are the Tudancas, yes.
Wird ihr Fleisch heute als kulinarische Spezialität entdeckt. Es ist Mai, Zeit
They're
der
running
Pilze.
and jumping now.
Hier gibt es Fischgerichte wie die Albóndigas de Pescado. Lucio González hält seine Rindviecher streng biologisch.
Ein Leben ohne Tudancas geht nicht. Wenn es sein muss, aber dann würde ich sie mir doch wieder zulegen.
Maria Montesino kocht mit ihrer Mutter. Maria ist Soziologin, Künstlerin.
My mom and my daughter.
Man kann nicht schnell mal irgendwas kochen ohne diesen Hauch von Liebe. Das würde man später merken.
That's Lucio singing.
Beautiful.
We call the cows like that.
Campo, eine Hochebene in Kantabrien. Lucio González ruft seine Tudancas zusammen, um sie zu einer anderen Weide zu bringen.
Es gefällt ihm, auf eine neue Wiese zu gehen. Wenn sie so angerannt kommen, sind sie zufrieden. Wir nennen das Chospa. Sie machen diese kleinen Sprünge und werfen ihren Schwanz hoch, weil sie sich freuen, woanders hinzugehen.
Früher transportierten die Tudancas Waren zu den Häfen an die Küste. Heute wird ihre Haltung von der Regionalregierung finanziell unterstützt. Für die Kantabrier sind sie eine Art Nationalheiligtum. Lucio González setzt auf ökologische Viehzucht. Das ganze Jahr über sind seine Tiere im Freien und wechseln von einem Weidegebiet zum nächsten, auch im Winter. Lucio füttert dann mit dem Heu von den eigenen Wiesen zu.
Ich rufe die Tiere mit ihrem Namen. Ich versuche, sie gut zu behandeln. Ich streichele sie. Sie mögen das. Die Tudancas sind eine besondere Rasse. Sie sind sehr schön und wir haben sie schon immer sehr geliebt. Sie sind einfacher zu halten, als viele denken, obwohl sie auch manchmal Mist bauen. Das ist ja normal. Für uns sind sie wie Familienmitglieder.
Noch vor einer Woche hat es geschneit, doch langsam wird es wärmer. Lucio und seine Familie wohnen im Dorf Fresno, gut 50 Kilometer vom Meer entfernt.
Etwas zu groß vielleicht. So machen wir das, ja?
Lucios Frau Maria, Tochter Candela und Marias Mutter, Toni de la Iglesia, bereiten das Mittagessen zu. Eine vegetarische Gemüsepfanne, Alboronía.
Guck mal, was macht Mama? Weißt du noch neulich, als wir den Knoblauch zerstampft haben? Machst du das heute auch?
Ja.
This was really
Okay,
like
stampf
a
weiter.
gastronomic
Schau
show.
mal, wie sich der Knoblauch verwandelt.
Eso es.
Er verdirbt.
No, aplastadito. no.
Nein, zerstampft heißt nicht verdorben.
Esto es para
Beim
que
Zerstampfen kommt das Aroma heraus, weißt du?
la sustancia, ¿sabes?
Mit Verderben meine ich wie altes Essen.
Guck nach unten, wie es wird.
Míralo. Sí, sí.
Mit beiden Händen.
My daughter was only
Das darf
4
ich
years
auch
old
dazu
there.
tun.
Achtung, wenn wir das schneiden, muss die Hand weg.
Auberginen, grüne und rote Paprika,
It's a long
gehäutete
video,
Tomaten
but I
und
think
Zucchini
it's
gehören in die Pfanne.
Not in English,
Und
it's
Das
Spanish
ist
and
grobes
German.
Salz.
Und das?
Esto es
Das ist
pimiento.
Paprika.
Und das?
Das ist Oregano.
Oregano.
Y este, señor, ese, cúrcuma,
Kurkuma.
curry.
Curry.
All right, I think we'll take a pause right
In unserer
there.
Familie waren
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this was exactly the documentary I saw on the TV set of Mountains Homer, and it's not only the cows, but when Maria and the family was cooking, I said, "Oh, I have to get in contact. I love this what they're doing. I love this."
At that time, Lucio had like a very long beard, like a mountain man, no?
Maria, thanks so much for sharing that with us. What is the difference between the cheap meat that we find in the supermarket and a high quality product like yours?
In my opinion, it's a question of time. I mean, this question of time brings many other consequences, but the time is a great difference. We cannot have a nutritionally adequate meat so quickly. Normally, in intensive production processes, accelerators such as hormones or chemicals are used. That will make the whole cycle faster, from pasture recovery to growth of the animals. But you will have another problems like beef from stressed animals or beef that has been raised using chemicals. And we don't do that. We raise the animals in a totally, absolutely natural way. So it's a question of time. It takes so much longer, longer time, but the quality is absolutely different. And not only the quality, when something takes you more time, it has to do with bearing in mind that producing a food has a process, and this natural process has its own rhythm. It's a question of time, a question of rhythm. And when you try to do that faster, because probably you want to earn more benefits, or you want to do things faster, quickly, you're not producing a good a healthy food. You are producing fast food, really. The basis of lalejuca, of our livestock, is to let the animals with their own rhythms, lactating with their mothers as much as we can, as they can, with total freedom of movement. They spend the summer in the high mountains, and in winter they come through, graze the meadows. So it takes a longer time. And besides this, normally the supermarkets bring us the idea that all the year round there are everything in the supermarkets, and that's not true. The countryside is not like that. We don't have any product all the year round. We don't have tomatoes, natural fresh tomatoes every year round, all the year round. So the question is to think about it, to be awareness about this, and be mindful that we have to eat and buy only seasonal products, local market products, and they are not available during all the year. This is the real question, a question of time.
Thank you for that answer. That was really informative.
I love this because people don't know it, because people know it does. Some people, having, I don't know, strawberries in winter, especially here in Europe. We import them from, I don't know, from Morocco or grapes from South Africa. It doesn't make sense. Some people get it, but most people, that's so important what you said, Maria, is most people don't know that it's the same is with livestock. You cannot have the meat all the year because you grow the animals slowly. And I know it because my friends who are growing animals, where I get my grass-fed beef in Austria, they tell me the same. Roland, I send you a message when we have new beef, but it's not the whole year round. And we have to understand it, to go with nature, to go with the rhythm of nature. I think that's so important to understand. Thanks for that, Maria.
Thank you.
Excellent. I was just going to ask, what is the average life, the length of life for one of your beautiful creatures?
We only sacrifice, is that correct? We only sacrifice animals that has at least live about 3 years or 4 years. When normal livestock produce sacrifice animals with 9 months, 10 months, 11, 12 months or less.
Really
and that's the difference in the quality.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the quality.
Yeah, and it's not only a question of quantitative, but also qualitative. The way you're treating them during these years, these 3, 4, 5, 6 years. How this cow, the life of this cow has been.
Yeah. I mean, we could see this in the video, when Lucia is calling them, really jumping, they are happy. You see happy cows.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I see a huge farm for mass production, you have this sad eyes, this dead eyes, like an animal in a zoo that has a small cage going up, like a tiger in a zoo going up and down. You see this sadness and this frustration, and the same is with the cattle. And we have to understand that when we eat this meat, we get also these negative emotions in our body. It becomes part of ourselves. And when we eat happy meat, really happy animals who have a good lifetime, running around free for 3 years, you also, not only is it about the meat and the taste, you also get these emotions and this happiness. And I know this because I'm to be honest, when I was studying in Salamanca over 30 years ago, Spanish, I went to the bullfights, and then I had the chance, after the bullfights, when a bull is dead, then they give this meat to the poor people. That was 30 years ago, and I could try this meat. You cannot eat it. It's full of this hormones, because this bull was so afraid. It's and you get this allergy, and we have to understand this. Of the suffering, you get the suffering, and we have to understand this. We can eat meat, but we have to take care where it comes from. That this is a happy animal, and then we get this good. And not only quality from taste, but also this good energy. And that's so important.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Roland. Maria, I'm wondering, what contribution can organic, sustainable agricultural livestock make to protecting Mother Earth?
We work on this. We know that several scientific studies, research, that the way food is produced influences the carbon footprint or water footprint of a food. So in the case of meat, there is a huge difference between our grass-fed beef from industrial forms of livestock. We can say that there are a lot of differences between industrial livestock farming and pastoral livestock farming. Pastoral livestock like ours around the world has been on the earth for centuries and respecting the ecosystems, the animals, and also the local culture and traditions. So there are a lot of information about this way of breed cattle that is good at ecosystem services to care about the earth. We generate in Lalejuca, in this organic livestock farming, among other things, we contribute to the maintenance of biodiversity, to richer soils that will produce better pastures, and we also aware of the need or to respect living beings and the ecosystems we inhabit, really. So there is not only a better way of breeding cattle, but also a way of taking conscious to bear in mind that we live in the earth and we have to take care about the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all related.
Yeah. And I can absolutely confirm that, because always in the preparation for the Earth Show I'm doing with Marcin, I found I was very into food because I know that food has a large contribution about protecting our planet. And we know that it's always complaining, from the vegetarians and from the vegans, this carbon footprint from livestock. And we know that the data is not correct, but the Club of Rome never changed it. It's not so bad as it is, and especially when you work like Lucy and you do. I would love to ask you, Maria, because for our audience, because I know that more and more people are open-minded to go organic, but most people don't understand that organic is not always the best way, depending how you do it. So what I want to ask you is, because some friends tell me, yeah, Roland, you grass-fed beef. I also eat organic beef, and I say, have a look at the beef. What's the difference between your organic beef and my grass-fed beef that is also organic? Is because there's organic beef on the market, but they call it organic because the cattle is fed with organic cereals and soya. But it's not good for the cow. Can you explain the difference? Why it's not good for the cow? Why it's not good for the meat? It's organic, yes, but it's not the same like grass-fed beef.
We have to. People normally don't have enough information about this. So we have to think about it, really. First of all, Lalejuca, when we talk about grass-fed beef, we are referring to meat from animals that have not eaten grain, feed, or fodder in their diet. Never. There are other options that we are seeing emerge nowadays, such as the idea of animals in stables that just go out to graze for a few hours, 3-4 hours. And the industry call that grass-fed or pasture-raised, but it isn't. The grass-fed beef has to be almost like a wildlife, obviously taking care of the animals, no, but almost like a wildlife meat. You have organic meat from the industry, but these animals are fed with a cereal, and there are a lot of differences, not only in the footprint, carbon footprint, water footprint, because we don't use cereal, any type of cereal, but also in the organoleptic qualities of the meat, in the flavor, in the fats. We produce more omega. I don't know how to say this in English. Better fats, healthier fats in the meat. So you don't have to eat many meat, but better meat. And this is the grass-fed meat. And if it is organic, then will be perfect, because you are not going to use any chemical, any hormones, any non-natural way of breeding animals. But we have to take care and to be careful, because not all the organic meat is good meat. And if you think in the kilometers that this meat takes from where it is produced to where it is sold, then you have to think about the local market, and to think about to buy grass-fed meat, grass-fed beef to local producers. And this is going to be not only more organic, but also less contaminants, no? Less footprint, carbon or water footprint, really. So there are many differences, not only the organic.
Absolutely, and we have to keep in mind when we buy food, meaning organic is not what you said. It's not always healthy, because it's not good for the cow when they get cereals or soya, because it's not your natural food. We just force them the last decades to eat it, but we know it's absolutely unhealthy. And on the other way, I know it from Europe. We import soya thousands of miles from other continents to feed the animals, and the carbon footprint is horrible on that. So, as you said, I also want to tell our audience and our listeners, please, please, please. I mean, maybe you're not living in Spain, maybe you don't have the chance to get this amazing meat from Maria Lucia, but please support your local producers. Yes, and I know especially in the US there is a huge market also on grass-fed beef, and go to your local supporters, go to the butcher, ask for local products. You can make an impact on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really learned so much just from this show today. And years ago I ate more meat than I eat now. Now I eat organic grass-fed beef. But I stopped eating meat for a long time because I never felt well. It was just regular meat. You go to the grocery store and you get it. And now I know why. Now I don't have that same feeling, that kind of like, full, heavy, just you don't feel well. And it's obviously because what the cattle were fed, these cereals like you're describing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We don't at home, my family, we are producers, but we don't really eat too much meat. And we produce it.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have to. Yeah. There are many reasons to think about that. Climate change.
When you have a good quality, you don't need it every day. And as we saw in the video, you cook also a lot of vegetables, fresh vegetables, and it's a good diet. Change meat.
Mediterranean diet. Yeah, like kind of Mediterranean diet. Lots of fresh vegetables, legumes, meat twice a week, fresh fish.
Absolutely. And as you said, Maria, before, when you have good quality grass-fed beef, what most people don't know, I mean, I was working in the food industry selling supplements for almost 30 years worldwide. And I did a lot of research on that. I tried all the different diets. I was vegetarian for 4 years. I was vegan, a really hardcore vegan for 9 months. I tried a lot of stuff just to talk from my own experience. I went away from vegan because my doctor, who is a vegetarian for 40 years, she said, no, Roland, you have to eat meat. It is not healthy for you because of my blood. But what I learned is, because most people think is eat a lot of fruits and vegetables for the vitamins and minerals and vitamins. But when you have a good quality grass-fed beef, it also is very, as you said, it's also very rich in omega acids. But it's also very rich in minerals and in vitamins, what most people don't know. But you don't get it when you buy industrial food. You get it from grass-fed beef. You get vitamins, you get minerals. I have days when I do my keto or my carnivore diet. I eat for weeks only beef and I breed my beef, and I don't have it on the barbecue. I have my bacon from pork from my friends who are also run around in the wild for the whole year. So this is the instead of plant oil, I use this pork fat, and then I do my beef instead, and that and salt, like today, salt, and that's all I eat, and I'm full. I'm energized. I have a better skin. I feel better. I sleep better. And yeah, it's you just have to get the right stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I have a question for you. I just wondered, can you tell us a little bit about the things that are clipped to the ears and also the bell, the tags, I guess?
The things clips to the ear is an identification number that every cow has. I think you're asking me that. And the bell is because when these Tudanca cows are in the mountains, in the high mountains, we know where they are because of the sound of the bell. So it's like a shorter way of finding them, because they are in a very great mountain port, very extensive. So sometimes it's hard to find them. So Lucio, I can't do this, but Lucio knows which cow has which bell. So he's listening to the sound, to the bell sound, and he said, "Oh, this is La Majita," and he knows. That's why. And when there are cow fairs, there are like great cow parades with these special bells singing, no, like plum 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 plum, making the sound, and people in the countryside they love that.
That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. We have another comment from our friend who's in Uganda. Amos, thanks for information. And thank you again for commenting.
So Maria, every cow has a different bell with a different sound?
Yeah, for me are all the same, but Lucio knows. He really knows.
Okay,
for me it sounds I was raised in a city, so but he's been with the cows all his life, so he understands this sound. I can't.
Okay. Maria, and also all your cattle have names? Each one has a name?
Yes. Yeah. All of them. And the little ones, the newborns, our daughter, Candela, she gives their names.
Okay.
All the time. We're going to call this little calf Tal. And we have about 100 cows. So we know all the names.
Oh, and your daughter's quite busy in finding names.
Yeah, 100 names, yeah.
Incredible.
Does she love the cows, your daughter?
Yeah, she loves, yeah. We have many animals. We have horses, we have chickens, but not for selling their meat, but we have animals in our farm. So she loves all the animals and wild animals as well.
Very nice.
That's great. We are actually at the end of our show because Roland's show is coming up right after this, his Talking Head section. Maria, this has been fascinating. As I mentioned before, I really have had my eyes opened, and I thank you for coming here today and sharing this information with us.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased. Thank you.
I'm going to spotlight you one more time for people who cannot read your banner. They want to call you, contact you. How should they reach out to you?
They can find me on Instagram, Maria Montesino, and on our website, lalejuca.com.
All right. And that is www.lalejuca.com.
Thank you, Maria. Exactly, for the spelling. Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to having you back again on this or any
Maria, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Maria, so much for your time and for sharing your knowledge. And my kind regards to Lucian. I'm very looking forward to see you in person soon. Thanks so much, and
whenever you
thanks for the
want.
work you're doing. Thanks for the work you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much, both of you. I feel very grateful to share this show with you today. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours,
Thank
and
you
I'm
so much.
excited for you two to meet in person. I love that.
Yeah, whenever you want. Yeah. Mi casa es tu casa. My home is your home.
Thank you.
I think it'd be great if you did a show from there, Roland.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
So.
Yeah, we do a show there. Yeah, when I come to visit them, when I'm away on the way back in Portugal, we can do a show there and a live. Maybe we can go outside or something without the green screen.
Yeah, sure.
Because now I'm sitting in my motorhome in Avia. Yeah, it'd be cool.
We are used to this because lots of Spanish televisions come here to film us.
Ah, excellent. Maybe you can interview some of the cows, Roland.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Fabulous.
you want them to name the JACALYN?
Yeah, why not? Thank you so much, Maria. And we'll look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Maria. Bye.
Bye.
That was such a fascinating topic, Roland.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that I have a passion for nature. I have a passion for food, but for quality food, and not say destroying the environment by that. And yeah, it's an amazing person, and they do an amazing job. And yeah, I'm very looking forward to visit them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you visiting them as well. We're all excited about it. Roland, I'm going to spotlight you. What is the best way for people to contact you and for them to follow you in all your numerous shows here?
Yeah, whoever wants to get in contact with you, maybe you want to just share your thoughts. I'm always very happy to connect with people. I always say it's all about taking caring about caring and sharing and connecting with people. I have to connect with people, wherever you're coming from and wherever you're interested in. I have a very, very broad curiosity. I'm very interested in very various topics. So if you want to get in contact with me, maybe the best way is go on my, or as I call my main website. I actually have 8 websites, but my main website is, my name is roland.friedl.com. I will spell it for you guys, especially for those on a podcast or on a radio who are joining us. It's rolandfriedl.com, rolandfriedl.com. And from there, you can link to my business site. It's the Spartan Performance System. As I told you, we work with international customers from huge $billion industry to startups. And myself and my team, we offer our services in coaching, consulting, sparring, training, process optimization in, I don't know, 8 or 9 languages. You'll find it on the website anyway. You will also find our coaching site, Wireless Life Rocks. So if you want to have a wireless life like myself, traveling around the world, working for the most beautiful places in the world, meeting amazing people, and you don't know how to do it, go on Wireless Life Rocks. You also see the link from the Roland Friedl. And you also will come to my Sparring for Men website. It's the work I do with men. And you can also go there. And if you're interested in what we're doing with men and what men's topic are, and doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, maybe you're interested in a woman, what men's talking about, join us here on USA Global TV and Radio every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time or 9 p.m. Central European Time, the Wild at Heart show, the man for man, by man, about man. And if you're interested in the environmental show, we do that at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, meaning 7 p.m. Central European Time, the Earth show. But you find everything on our website, but also for sure at usaglobaltv.com. Yeah. Whoever want to contact me, I'm more than happy to get to know you. And maybe you want to come to the show and be interviewed. Let's talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. All right, Roland and I are signing off for right now. Thank you, Maria. We really appreciate you. And please do stay wherever you are to watch the next episode of Talking Heads with Roland. We would both really appreciate that. It's always very informative and very educational. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you back here in less than 10 minutes. Bye.
Bye.